Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee on this Wednesday as we take a look at what's going on. And you can see on the wide satellite view, here's Hurricane Gaston with top winds of 120 miles an hour moving northeastward slowly, but ever so surely. But we're still going to be getting wave impacts today along the Long Island and New Jersey coast. And that actually extends all the way northeast to southern New England and all the way down into Maryland and Delaware, just in case you happen to be vacationing or planning to vacation anywhere in this area. We have a cold front that's approaching, and there's some clouds out to the north and west. It's also noticeably warmer and more humid today, and we will see temperatures well up into the 80s to near 90, and then that front's going to edge on through. Now, to the south of us is Tropical Depression 8, which still is kind of meandering around. It's a weak depression. Still has a chance that it could intensify into a minimal tropical storm. The cold front itself might enhance it with a little bit of energy. We'll see if that happens. There's also some cloudiness with a little wave that's developing off the South Carolina coast, but that's not a tropical system, at least not at the moment. And we still have Tropical Depression 9, which is, I mean, you could not be ever even close. You could not be closer to being a tropical storm than this is, and it has been for the last couple of days. The pressures overnight, measured by the reconnaissance aircraft, have fallen now low enough where it would be a tropical storm. And sometimes the pressures tend to fall first, and then the winds catch up ahead of it. So I'm thinking this will be upgraded today. We'll see. But hurricane watches remain in effect. Some tropical storm warnings are up for Florida. I think what's going to happen for our weather is that this front will move on through. I don't see any showers today, unless something isolated were to pop up. I do think what will happen is that we'll see a couple of showers overnight. Let's just real quick go close up on what's going on here, because you can see we have the convection increasing this morning around the depression after waning a bit overnight. You have Gaston up here, the other tropical depression, and it's on the tight shot off North Carolina. I'll just refresh the page so you can see it here. And there's been some thunderstorms blowing up, but it's not really all that well organized. So what I think happens today, and we're going to use, we'll use the short range NAM model for this. Let me just get really close up, and then we'll touch on the longer range because it is kind of interesting now going into the weekend. Okay, so it's a little fast with these showers, and most of them go by to our north this evening, but then we get into some showers overnight, and actually the NAM kind of lingers those showers a bit during the day tomorrow as that wave that I just pointed out off North Carolina kind of forces the front to linger a little bit. And then after that, it moves on through. And then you start to see here, this is Tropical Depression 9, which is at tropical storm strength along coastal North Carolina. This is for Saturday afternoon as high pressure builds up to the north. One of the things that's happening with this is that it is slowing down. It barely moved overnight. The longer it takes to move inland, the more time that the upper air pattern adjusts. And rather than get caught in that strong westerly flow that we were talking about the last couple of days, that flow tends to disappear over time. Let me just show you what I mean by that when we go to the upper air. The fact that this system is slower, there's that trough that comes through. You see it here? Now, this is for Friday morning. The tropical system is on the Florida Panhandle someplace. It's going to miss this trough completely. And that's the reason why the timing of this is very important. The fact that it's taking a little longer to move inland, instead of moving inland Thursday night, let's say if it moves inland Friday morning, it misses this trough to kick it out. And then you can see what the upper air does. It kind of lifts it up north-northeast. This is the GFS, which was actually very aggressive on the mid-period run today. And I'll punch up and show you this. Now, I'm not saying that this is a forecast yet, folks, so just bear that in mind. I want to see what the day package does with all this, but it actually brings it in. It doesn't bring it in until mid-morning during early morning on Friday over Florida, and then straddles it up along the Carolinas and then hooks it to the left just underneath us. Now, bear in mind that this is not an accelerating system. This is not warm water that we're seeing often that exists north of 35 degrees north latitude. So it's not strong enough to support a hurricane, although it certainly would be warm enough to support a tropical storm. And this has the low lingering and weakening as it gets only so far north and moves northeastward. So this is a consideration. It's one of many. The European last night had a similar idea that it did during the day yesterday, and I'll show it to you real quick. It straddles it. It moves it faster. It takes it inland faster, and that may or may not be correct considering the fact that it has slowed down. Has it as a minimal hurricane, but it takes it well out east of the North Carolina, Virginia coast, and then hooks it back, tries to hook it back towards southern New England, but keeps it offshore. Maybe a compromise between the two models would be a good way of looking at this. But we'll keep you posted on all the developments as we go through the day. In the meantime, our weather today is great, very warm, upper 80s. Some spots will be up around 90, and then watch for a couple of showers during the overnight, and then it turns gradually cooler and drier later Thursday. Thursday night, Friday into Saturday look very nice, cool and comfortable, 70s by day and 50s by night.